When it comes down to buying literally anything, we always tend to find ourselves looking at the more expensive, higher quality versions of those things until we realize that, maybe I could get away with something a little cheaper. And then maybe a little cheaper than that. And you keep going until you're at the bottom of the barrel and then bump it back up just a little bit because no one wants the bottom of the barrel, right? Like ketchup, There's like the 89-cent option, but I mean, come on. If it ain't Heinz, I don't want it. And it's true for a lot of things, and even though we might not want to admit it, it's true when it comes to our vehicles as well. More specifically, things like our tires. Because let's be honest, tires, aren't the most fun thing we purchase for our cars. So sometimes it might be a little easier to skimp out just a tad, which raises the question, are cheap tires dangerous? And that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today on today's episode of Myth or Fact. I cannot talk this morning. Real quick, before we get into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. I mean, who would want to miss out, on this?
We're on TV. America! Yeah!
Sorry, I'm really excited.
Oh! And of course, wheels, tires, suspension, fitmentindustries.com. Anyway, we have talked in the past how important your tires are and how much they can impact the overall performance of your vehicle. We've talked about things like buying the correct tires for the right purpose, buying the right size, all seasons versus winter tires, and high performance versus ultra high performance. But we've never really touched on whether or not cheap or inexpensive tires can be worth it as well, or they're overall just a dangerous option when it comes down to picking out a new set of tires. So, here we go. We all know that when it comes down to it, your tires are the main point of contact between your vehicle and the road. And there's a lot of responsibility that you put into those tires. It is what you expect to provide you the traction to stay inflated and most importantly, keep you safe and on the road. Like I mentioned before, buying tires isn't the most exhilarating purchase or something that we really look forward to buying for our cars, unless you're like a total track geek and know every polymer blend and property that ever created for our tires. And if that's the case, I mean, that's pretty cool too. The science that is involved in modern tires is absolutely incredible. But if you are just looking for an inexpensive tire option just to get the job done, are you going to be okay if you go along with that? What things should you be looking for, and how cheap, maybe is too cheap?
Hey, a penny!
Your luck just ran out!
If you hop on over to Fitment Industries right now and pick out some tires or pair a set of wheels with some tires, which you actually save a little bit of money on doing if you didn't know, you will see a ton of different brands and models of tires out there. And they range anywhere from like a few $100s for a set all the way up to a few $1,000s for a set. Typically starting off on the list, the more entry-level, inexpensive side of options is going to be tires like your Ironmans, your Achilles ATR Sport 2s, your Vicelli Stratas, your Federal 595s, other tires along with those, but those are like the main ones. These tires are not only going to be perfectly fine for you to run on your car, but they are also among the most popular tires sold at Fitment Industries. And they're all like less than $500 for a set of 4. And get cheaper, like I said, when you pair them with some wheels. The biggest thing that you need to keep in mind is what you are going to be using these tires for. If you have a car that you run mostly during the summertime, during nice weather, and really no rain at all, I guess your Federal 595s, your Neogens, and any other general performance-oriented tire is gonna suit you great. However, if you run your car all year round, some light rain, maybe some snow, maybe you want to take, those Westlakes or those Atsu tires. It's just like anything else, right? You want to make sure that you're picking out what is going to suit your needs. The price of these tires is not going to have a direct impact on the safety that they are going to provide. They are going to do what they tell you they are going to do. And if that's an all-season tire, it's going to be pretty decent for all-around tire. If it's a high-performance tire, I probably wouldn't try to run them in any sort of snow or cold weather. What a lot of people tend to get mixed up here is that, like with most things, a higher cost means better quality. And while yes, this may be a similar case here with tires, a higher cost is typically associated with more performance, not necessarily the quality or like we are talking about here with the safety that is associated with them. When looking at higher cost tires, you will typically see a lot more technology introduced into them to make them more quieter, to make them more comfortable, for better fuel efficiency, to last longer, or what we are probably more accustomed to, provide more grip, traction, and performance. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that the overall cost of your tires is not going to be the key determining factor as to whether or not you are going to be safer on the road. It is going to be up to you to determine what you require out of your tires to be able to select, I guess, the safest option for you. There are so many tests and certifications that tire manufacturers go through and standards that they have to meet that any unsafe tires that maybe were ever on the market have pretty much become obsolete at this point. They're just not around anymore. So hopefully this helped clear some things up and makes you feel better about maybe not spending a few grand on a set of tires for your car. You'll be just fine. I promise you. Just don't try to run some ultra high performance tires in the snow. It's not going to be a great time unless your end goal is to end up, in the ditch or face around on the wrong side of the highway.
Damn. Oh! Oh!
But let us know down in the comments below what you'd like to see us cover in the next episode of Myth or Fact. And again, don't forget to check out wheels, tires, and suspension over at fitmentindustries.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Jels. We'll see you later. Peace.